Welcome to Hacking with Python 13, Finding Metadata in Images. In this video we'll be looking at extracting metadata from images, as well as looking at using the GPS data we extract on Google Maps. I'll be assuming you already have a basic understanding of Python. Every video have all slideshows and code available in the description. So what is metadata? Metadata is data about other data. In the example we're looking at today, it's information about an image. The metadata in images is called EXIF data for Exchangeable Image File Format. It is a standard for how digital cameras can store image and sound files. EXIF data is stored in tag value pairs. It's important to note that the only supported formats currently is JPEG, TIFF, and WAV files. The kind of information stored in EXIF data varies between devices. If it's stored with a DSLR camera, it may not store GPS information, but a smartphone might store it. Some examples of data that we can find in images is GPS info, the name of the camera owner, the date the original image was taken, or even the type of device taking the image. There is more tags, and there's too many to list in this video. I just want to take a second to talk about the GPS info tag. Not all devices will store GPS data, but it stores the exact GPS coordinates in latitude and longitude. The information is stored in a format of degrees, minutes, and seconds. If we want to use this information with Google Maps, we must turn the coordinates into decimal degrees. Okay, so how will the program work? We'll use the Python imaging library PIL to open the image file. We'll then extract the EXIF tags from the image. Once we have the dictionary of tags, we'll either print them to console or output them to file depending on what the user specifies when running the program. Okay, onto our program. If you don't have Python imaging library installed, you can use easy install or pip to install PIL. I'll put a link in the description. The two image files that I'm going to be using will be in the slides and codes folder. Okay, so let's get on to writing it. Okay, so let's jump over to Ubuntu and let's call the file extract metadata.py. Okay, so we're going to need to import a few things first. So import, and we're going to import the argpath module so we can make our program more friendly for console use. And we're going to import some things from the Python imaging library. So from PIL, import image class. Okay, from PIL again, dot exif tags, we're going to import the tags list. Okay, so now that we've grabbed our imports, let's define our get metadata function. So def get metadata, and we're going to take an image name and an out boolean, which will be whether we output it to screen or whether we output it to file. Okay, so inside our function we're going to set up a try, and inside our try we're going to set up our dictionary to hold all of our tags. So we'll call it metadata equals an empty dictionary. Now we need to open up our image file, so let's create a variable called image file, and that's going to equal the image class dot open, and we're going to open the image name that we passed into this function. Okay, now let's print it out to screen so we know where we're at. We are going to say getting metadata dot. Okay, now let's grab the info out of the image. So info equals the image file dot underscore get exif. So we're going to call the get exif method in the image file. Okay, so now that we have the info, we're going to check that it's there. So if info, then we're going to print out that we found metadata. Okay, so we found metadata. Let's start grabbing it out of the info dictionary. So for the tag value in info.items, so we're going to go through the dictionary and grab the tag values, And now we need to change the tag into a human readable format. So the tag name is going to equal the tags list dot get, and we're going to get the tag. That needs to be a comma. So we're going to translate it into a human readable tag name. Okay. So now let's save into our dictionary, our metadata dictionary. We're going to save the tag name, so the human readable tag name, and we're going to set its value to the value of the tag. Alright. Now let's quickly write an if not out. So if the user doesn't want to output it to file, we're going to output it to screen. So let's do our print tag name and value here. Okay. So now after our for loop's done, let's write another if to output to file if the output is selected. So if out, then we're going to print outputting to file ... Okay, so with open, and we're going to open up the out file in write mode as f. We're going to run through our dictionary, so for tag name value in metadata dot items, we are going to f dot write, and we're going to write out the string of tag name plus a \t for a tab, and we'll do another plus, and we'll just tab down a line, and we're going to add the string of value onto the end plus a \n for a new line. Alright, so that's our write done, and we just need to write our except for our try. So back out here, we're going to except. So if there's an error, we're going to print out that it failed. Alright, so that's our get metadata function done. So let's define our main. So def main. Now inside of our main, we're going to set up our parser. So parser equals arg parse dot argument parser. Now we want to set up our parser to have two arguments. So parser dot add underscore argument, and we're going to have the image argument, which is going to be the image file name, and we'll set the help up for name of an image file. Alright, now we need to add our output option. So parser dot add underscore argument, and we're going to use the dash dash output, and it's going to have the shortcut of -o. Now we'll set up the help, so help equals, and we'll do dump data out to file. Alright, now let's extract our args from the parser. So args equals parser dot parse underscore args, and now that we have our args, we can do an if args dot image. So if the image is there, we're going to get metadata, and we're going to pass in the args dot image and the args dot output. Alright, now we'll write an else. So our else will print out the parser usage. So print parser dot usage. Alright, Now let's write our if main. So if underscore underscore name underscore underscore is equal to underscore underscore main. Oop. Then we're going to run main. Alright, so this is our program done. If I haven't made any errors, it should work. So if I just look at this current directory, I've got two images. I've got data.jpg and I've got data2.jpg. So let's try running our program. So Python extract metadata.py, and I'll give it the data.jpg, and let's use the -o to output it to file, and we'll call the file name data.txt. And we run this, we get getting metadata, found metadata, outputting to file. Okay, so let's have a look at that file. So data.text, and as you can see, we've got a bunch of different data in here. So we've got the light source, the resolutions, copyright of the name who took it, what kind of camera he has, we've got a bunch of other like time that the image was taken, got the user comment, so it has his name in there, copyright, we've got the artist's name here, so we've got a bunch of other information, exposure time, file source, the EXIF version, and all sorts of stuff. So let's just quickly jump over and have a look at what this image is. So we can see that this image is just a small image of some fireworks. Okay, so we can quit out of this now. Now let's try running it on our other image. So we'll remove the output this time and we'll just output it to console. So let's do data2. Now as you can see, we get a bunch of output data. So here we've got some more resolutions, flash, there's no user comment, we've got the time the original was taken, we got some other stuff, we got what kind of camera it was a Canon make, the model of the Canon was the EOS 300D digital, the orientation was 1, so it wasn't a portrait, it was a landscape, and we've also got this GPS info here. So we've got this GPS info which has the version of the GPS info. Then we have the north coordinates, which is latitude, and then we've got our latitude coordinates here in degrees, minutes, seconds. Then we got our east, which is our longitude. So we got 121, 29, 984 in our degrees, minutes, seconds. And we've also got some other information here, such as it was edited in Adobe Photoshop, and yeah, other frame resolutions, whether the flash was used, etc. Okay, so we've got these coordinates now, but we want to know exactly where this picture was taken. So we can have a look at this picture, and if you've been there before or you know what Shanghai looks like, this is Shanghai. We need to start translating these coordinates to use on Google Maps. So we can make this work, we're going to create another program to translate our coordinates here into decimal degrees. So let's create another program, so vim, and we'll call it translate GPS.py. Now inside our translate GPS, we're going to import argparse. Now we're going to set up our parser. We're not even going to bother with our main function because this is just going to be a utility file for us. So parser equals argparse dot argument parser, and then our parser dot add underscore argument, and we're going to take the latitude, and the help is going to be the we're going to say latitude values in degrees, comma, minutes, comma, seconds. Close off the quotes there. Now we're gonna do another parser dot add underscore argument, and this is gonna be for our longitude, so lon. And the help for our lon is gonna be longitude values in degrees, minutes, seconds. Alright, so now let's grab our args out of the parser. So args equals parser dot pass underscore args. Okay, so we've got our args. Let's write our if. So if args dot lat and args dot long, we're going to set our lat to equal args dot lat dot split. We're going to split by the comma, and our lon similarly is going to be args dot lon dot split. We're going to split with comma also. Okay, now we need to start calculating our decimal degrees. So d lat for decimal lat is going to equal the int of lat 0 plus the int of lat 1, close that int off, divided by 60.0 plus the int of lat 2 divided by 3600.0. Okay, so that'll convert our degrees, minutes, seconds into decimal latitude. Okay, now we need to do our d lon. It's going to equal the int of lon 0, and it's going to follow the exact same format as above. The int of lon 1 divided by 60.0 plus int of lon 2 divided by 3600.0. Now you gotta make sure you have the 0.0 there, because in Python 2 it'll try and do a flaw in division if we don't have that 0.0 there. Okay, so now we've calculated our dlat and our dlon. We're going to output them to screen. So print, and we're going to print dlat and comma dlon. Okay, let's write our else. So if they don't put in the right arguments, then we're going to print parser dot usage. Alright, so this is our utility function program done, and let's try it out. So Python translate GPS GPS.py, and we need to give it the coordinates. So as we can see up here, we've got the 31, 14, and 3077. So you don't have to worry about this second half. This is just indicating that it's degrees, minutes, and then seconds. So we're going to do the 31, comma, no space, the 14, comma, no space, and then 3077. Now we can do a space, and we're going to do the longitude. So this was 121, comma, 29, comma, 984. Now if we run this, we get our coordinates output. So we can now highlight this, right click, copy. Now if we come over to our Google Maps here, so maps.google.com, we can input our longitude and latitude and hit go, and that'll go off and search for us, and we see we get this little pinpoint coordinates just off the coast here, looking right at Shanghai. Cool. So as we can pull up our image we did before, and does that seem to match? Does it seem like they're on the water? I think it does. Looking straight at Shanghai. Cool. So yeah, hopefully that was cool. Now we come back over to slideshow. This concludes our tutorial for extracting metadata info. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I'll try my best to answer it as clearly as possible. Our next topic we'll be looking at is editing and removing metadata from images. Thanks for watching.